Hey guys, this is a quick recording just covering today's work. So today I worked on the character creator for Dying Light 2. So everything is done in a custom engine using Unity 3D. And basically the idea is that all of this data is being parsed dynamically from the information inside the game and then associated with resources that have been added to the engine. And here's a little sample of what this will look like in the future. Very early on, early stage, I worked on a lot of the data structures today, but here's some of the exciting possibilities coming up and kind of what this will look like once you're actually able to go in here and create and select this information with the better menus design. So if you wanted to go and create a character of a specific type. So the facial hair is actually not perfectly bound to the skeleton, so it actually loads underneath a little bit. But if we want to go in here and do things like give this guy some glasses, and we'll actually give him some goggles here. And then we'll show you guys the rest of the faces here. So there's a ton of faces inside the game that are not utilized for the player, but absolutely could be. One of the things I'll look into as we go is the clipping. So there is the clipping issue where they have set up kind of a Z buffer clipping always on top material setting that hopefully I'm going to continue to research and figure out a way around some of that so that it's not an issue. But the idea here is that with this kind of unlocked potential here of what you could design, again, I'm going to be using other games interfaces to go and create content or create menus to where this will be very easy for the player to go and find all the different things that they would like to play as their main character, but then also in the future actually being able to go in here and design your companions and design factions and actually name your people and design the content inside the game immediately, so you're no longer having to manually code anything. As I've mentioned in an earlier video, currently I Am Legion introduces I think it's actually almost 1,700 new new models into the game, and all of those were hand coded or hard coded inside the text files, versus this will be something completely different. And the exciting news is that this is just a sample. So I call it the Infinity Designer because you already have a ton of options that are just built into the game, right? But I've actually reverse engineered how they're loading and setting material resources on their people inside the game as well. So the idea is that in the future, you can actually change things using this engine, such as skin color, the color of your armor, the color of your actual clothing. All of that will actually be up for grabs as far as applying different colors and styles to your character and the characters that you want as companions or as different enemies that you can encounter in the world or whatever that may be. A lot of the research for this initial phase was making sure that the data could be loaded in properly and then unloaded or output back into the engine, and had a lot of successes there. And so this next phase will actually be designing some of the interfaces and ensuring that the different components that are set up for this will immediately result in data that is playable inside the game. So that idea of what new models can we get into the game, what new content. There's actually already a ton of content in the game itself that's not being utilized, that this first phase will be a focus on trying to bring a large scale of content to players. And then the next phase, obviously, depending on contact with Techland, we'll be trying to use this engine, for example, for all the texture modelers out there, for all the model modelers. Everything is being set up to where you'll be able to immediately load the new models or the new textures into this engine to immediately paint or see how these would look inside the environment. And so the idea here is that I want to be able to empower artists, and not only the artists that are working on mods, but also the artists who created the content for the original game, so that their work is utilized rather than trying to overwrite the work that's already gone into this amazing engine, and we'll see what this kind of results in. But looking to also add a component here for actually sharing your creations with the rest of the community, and a lot of this will be set up in a way that once they set up mod.io to where we can create mods for the console players, I'll also be setting all of this up to where they can hopefully receive these characters as well. So different players, different companions, and different factions inside the game, as I mentioned earlier. All right, guys, that's the summary so far. Still working hard on this engine. Lots of fun things to uncover every week, but just really exciting, and look forward to your guys' feedback. Thanks, guys.